This video is going to offend some people because it seems nowadays people get offended when you don't agree with their opinion. But that's not going to stop me from telling you why you should buy MAGNUS Stinger broadheads. Number one, made in America. I don't have to explain that. It's made in freaking America. What's not to like? Now, the second reason I went with MAGNUS Stingers was because it's a fixed blade. And for me, I want a fixed blade because I want that pass through. I also want the durability in a broadhead that a mechanical just does not offer. Mechanicals are mechanical. They got moving parts. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong. They break, they bend, stuff happens. And the thing with fixed, specifically the MAGNUS Stinger and MAGNUS products in general, is they're extremely easy to sharpen. They're made of a solid stainless steel. They come out of the package pretty sharp and they sharpen up pretty easy. I sharpen them with a Lansky and take them over a strop. Super simple. Just run through a piece of paper. Shing. I can get these things absolutely razor sharp, and if I run my finger over it, I will cut my finger open effortlessly. If I run my finger over all the mechanicals I've shot in my life, I will not cut my finger, and that is scary. So I want something that is razor sharp and durable. Mechanicals cannot offer that for me specifically. That is why I went with MAGNUS Stinger. You're probably thinking, so why would I buy that when I can get a pack of 6 Muzzies for the same price? Muzzies are great broadhead. The reason I don't like Muzzies is because of the 3 and 4 blades. For me specifically, I just don't want all those extra blades. You get into a little bit more difficulty in tuning. 2-blade broadheads like this one right here are a lot easier to tune. They fly really, really well, and they're super simple to sharpen. The 3-4 blade Muzzies, they're just a little bit more difficult to sharpen. You might have to disassemble the broadhead to sharpen them. I just like this because I can pop an arrow out of my quiver, run it over a strop, 10 strokes, put it back in my quiver, and we're good to go to the field. Now you look at the MAGNUS Stinger, you're like, oh, it resembles a traditional broadhead. And yes, it does. It's because MAGNUS Stingers are a very traditional style broadhead. I would love, if I had the money, I would love to get like a real high quality single bevel, but they're expensive, right? And they're an investment. The MAGNUS Stinger is a super solid choice if you're on a budget. I believe these are like 35, 40 bucks for a 3-pack, but here's the thing. Fixed blade, a broadhead like this, like I said, it's durable, it's easy to sharpen, it lasts a while. If I was to get this and get a pack of, say, Rage Hypodermics at the same price, 35, 40 bucks for 3-pack, which one do you think is gonna last me longer? Definitely these broadheads, because I can shoot these through multiple animals, sharpen them back up and put them in my quiver. A Rage, 9 times out of 10, you shoot it into an animal and you break it. Either that or you have to go and buy replacement blades. So you're talking more expenses and just, it's a hassle. I don't want to deal with that hassle or that extra expense. So I invested in some good broadheads that are going to last me a long time. And in the long run, I'm not going to be spending near as much money on broadheads. I shot 2 deer this year with this particular broadhead right here. This is the MAGNUS Stinger 2-blade. My doe ran about 100 yards, had a solid blood trail the entire way, perfect pass through. My buck came running in, happened super, super quick. I shot, I had to reach out over a branch. I shot, hit the shoulder. It punched through it just enough that it actually kind of paralyzed it. It kind of was high shoulder spine, but it went deep enough to where he kicked around and it cut open his lung and he died. If I would have been shooting a mechanical in that situation, the broadhead would have bounced probably right off the shoulder, because it happens. That broadhead was buried in the animal. I couldn't reuse that one because it was inside the animal. My doe, however, passed through, buried 6-8 inches in the dirt on the other side, pulled it out, cleaned it off, sharpened it, put it back in my quiver, and shot a fox with it, and then sharpened it back up and put it back in my quiver, and now it is currently in my quiver. It's one of these in my quiver right now, probably the one with dirt on it somewhere. That's why I like fixed blade broadheads, and specifically that's why I shoot MAGNUS Stingers. The ease of sharpening, they're super easy to sharpen. If you can run your finger over your broadhead and it doesn't do anything to your finger, that should be a concern. You should be scared to put your finger on your broadhead. But people don't think of these things. People don't think about how sharp their broadhead is. They just go out, they buy a pack of broadheads, and they go and shoot. Now, yes, all broadheads will kill, but some will kill them a lot more effectively than others. Some are going to be a lot more humane just because of simple things like how sharp your broadhead is and how much cutting area it's doing. If you're shooting a mechanical, and sure, it puts a big gaping hole in him, but if it only goes a couple inches into the animal, you're not getting a whole lot of cutting surface. But if I take this one right here and I get it razor sharp and I pass through that animal, and that thing is razor sharp where it's cutting every single thing it comes in contact with, and it is just slicing effortlessly, you're going to get an entire wound channel through that animal. Like I said, I'm going to trigger some people in this video, and I know people are going to come at me in the comments because they do in every type of video that I talk about this stuff, but you're not going to change my mind, and I know I'm not going to probably change yours. Now, if you're someone who's worried about wound channels or blood trails or whatnot, they have the 4-blade version of this broadhead right here. It's this broadhead, but it has little bleeders right out the side. So what that's doing is you're still getting that get good good quality arrow flight because it's a 2-blade. Then you have 2 little bleeders on each side, so when that arrow goes through, you're just adding a little bit to that wound channel, and you're opening it up, and you can get a better blood trail that way. I have yet to shoot something with this particular broadhead, but I've shot 2 with this broadhead, so I'm sure that these broadheads will do just as good, maybe better, because of that little bit of extra cutting surface. I'm gonna tell you again, this is why you should buy Magnus Stinger broadheads, or just Magnus in general. Made in America, quality steel, super easy to sharpen, durable, and they'll last you a long time. That's 5 points right there. Now you can make a list and tell me why you think your mechanical should be the best broadhead out there. I just have a hard time, you know, coming to terms with shooting a mechanical again, because frankly, I've just never had the greatest experiences with them. But I really have just fallen in love with these Magnus Stinger broadheads. And I mean, just Magnus in general. I mean, you go to their website here. I know you can't see it, but go to their website here and they got all sorts of broadheads, and they got all sorts of really cool things. Also, I know you can't see it over here, but you know, there's a whole bunch of different ones. They got the Black Hornet, the Buzz Cut, ones that got serrated edges on it, a whole bunch of stuff. Magnus offers a huge line of really innovative fixed blade broadheads. So if you're someone who's looking for a really good fixed blade broadhead, I would highly recommend Magnus Stingers. It's kind of something you have to test yourself. So don't necessarily take my word for it, you have to test it yourself. If you want to test them out, click the link in the description. You can buy them there, get them off Amazon. They're like 35 bucks, okay? Get a pack, test them for yourself. I have nothing but good things to say about them, but everybody's situation is different. So again, if you want to test them out, hit the link in the description. It'll be there for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, follow along, subscribe. Check out our other 2 channels in the description. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.